In my last video, I mentioned 5 days I recently had of sleeplessness where I wasn't able to either sink into dream or project. Realize I was seeing something behind my closed eyes and shift into another reality. And during this time, I got really into witnessing my OBEs and projections from what I will call from the physical point of perspective. My awareness was just already firmly and unmovingly parked in the location of my physical body, lying there in the bed. And I'm able to tell now through various sensations in my body when a projection is occurring. And because I really couldn't sink into sleep either, the only choice I really had was to sink into the awareness of the way my physical body was experiencing these events. And I just experience all manner of phenomena and sensations through the body when this happens. There's an alteration in my breath and in my cellular structure, which I can feel. There'll be this core, central, very obvious, noticeable hum happening, just vibration that I feel as a hum through the body. Just all kinds of vibrations and rotations and moments of sporadically being deeply aware of certain things, just detailed realizations, coming through and moving right along. I don't hold on to them. They're not necessarily steady. They just rise up, move through, and move on. And, this is the way my physical body is experiencing these events. And I guess I'm just, I have a heightened state of current interest in the physical body since my Kundalini awakened. And I just want to have a clear awareness of how the physical body fits in, to what I'm moving through in this lifetime in terms of my waking up. What role am I playing? What role is the physical body playing? All of that. And there's something that I'm trying to get clear on about this in particular. It's something in this ballpark, but really it's so ethereal still in my mind that, I can't even really put my finger on what it is I'm feeling to get clearer on. But it's key and it's crucial and it pertains to me and it's current, it's immediate, it's imperative. I feel all of that in me wanting to be clear on whatever this is, but like I say, honestly, I still haven't quite put my finger on what it is I'm feeling to be clear on. I'm going to link to a conversation I started on the Exploration in Consciousness board. If you want to, you can peek in there and maybe something will make sense and you'll feel to say something. That would be great, because just, discussing this brings up the needed energy to help me, focus in more clearly. And so I would appreciate anything you would add if you feel you have anything to add about that. So the subconscious dream work. Recently, is very clear, and it's the typical standard dream work where I'm moving through repetitive, the same scenarios repetitively, either, being stuck at the mall or the casino, in my case. Moving through scenarios where I'm doing something inappropriate or involved in something that is subconsciously, energetically, present, that still hasn't been fully worked through. Stealing, lying, getting accosted in various ways, sexually, unconsensually, stuff like that. All of that's very typical, I think, to everyone, in the dream realm, from, the people that I associate with and listen in on. It seems pretty typical. So, a lot of all of that. I'm not often, this is interesting to me actually, I'm not often brought lucid in the personal, private sector of the subconscious, unless it's to come lucid in order to shift deeper into the collective area of the subconscious, which is where the vast majority of my experiences seem to take place. Just fascinating recently. Things seem to be accelerating exponentially now at this point. Just a much deeper meaning is coming through, bleeding through into my experiences. They're becoming more real. Before, when it first started, in the astral, in the subconscious, it's a lot of symbolism and metaphor, if not all symbolism and metaphor. And at first, I didn't know how to read it, so it just seemed like all these bizarre, unrelated, crazy, things would happen, that, back to back, they didn't seem to bleed together. But now, now I'm able to read more of the symbolism and get more of the metaphor and grok, seriously grok the interconnectedness, within groupings of particular experiences, in order to see a larger picture. I recently, the most recent experience I had was, I wrote this out for others and titled it, like dropping a stone into a pond, because it was like this. It was like ever-broadening concentric circles of awakenings, of coming lucid very rapidly, and in particular in this experience in 5 back-to-back locations. Just literally, I would be in the location, and as soon as I came lucid, I would shift, and quite a lot happens actually in the shift. Like huge downloads come through for me, in the shift. So although the experience is themselves can seem short, I'm left with this ever rippling, ever broadening, ever widening view of more of what happened actually in it. But in this one, it climaxed in me coming together with a man who, as a boy, I was in school with, in grade school with. And so like this, I'm coming into environments that I recognize, that I know that I have an association with, even though I don't necessarily get yet the details of my association with this place. Or in other words, even though I'm not remembering the lifetime in which I had experience here. Or the details, necessarily of my association with the people I'm coming across, I'm starting to realize that this is someone that I know. Either another lifetime, another soul expression of my soul, or just somebody that I actually knew in a lifetime. And this one happened to be a person I actually knew in this lifetime. And I didn't even know him well. He just went to the same grade school that I did. I didn't sit next to him. I didn't interact with him, much, other than, what naturally happens in the course of a classroom. But I was just seriously enlivened by this and very enthusiastic and, wanting to know if he knew why we were here together now in this projection. Just incredible. Rather than really relay that whole set of experience again, because I've been absorbing it so strongly over the last couple days and just wrote it for people to read last night, I will post a link down below to the write-up of that experience, and I'll do the one that's on the Om Talks board. So if you've already joined there, maybe you'll dive into a talk, and if not, maybe you will join there and dive into a talk with us. Okay, keeping this one short for now. I will be back soon.